Hey everybody, this is Magician34. Got what you might call a local FAQ kind of thing. These are questions that might come up at your local. Not everybody's got access to a lot of high-level judges. Not everybody can go off to regionals, Shonen Jump championships, that kind of stuff. Some people haven't even gotten a chance. And sometimes if you're hanging out with your friends or something like that, maybe you have some questions you can't quite clear up, or you think you're playing right, but you're really not. So hopefully this will clear up some questions for other people. Just kind of common questions. First of all, Beast King Barbaros, and just so you know, Fusilier Dragon Dual Mode Beast, same things apply to this guy as with that guy. This guy's effect, when I normal summon him without tributes, comes in as 1900 point monster. That's what his effect says. Well, guess what? If Skill Drain or Forbidden Chalice hits him and negates his effect, he jumps up to 3000. That's his regular base attack. His effect is the thing that keeps him from having 3000 in the first place. These will erase that effect because they negate it, and he'll go up to 3000. Pretty sweet deal. That's one of the reasons this guy is so nice, because he jumps up to giant sizes out of nowhere. Heck, you can even, remember, this modifies damage, so you can, modifies attack and defense, so you can flip this in the damage step, which is a time when most cards can't be activated. You can flip this in the damage step to make him super huge, and because he gets the 400 point bonus is why you can activate this, but also the other effect will negate his effect. Raise him to 3000, then he gets 400, 3400. Kills a lot of stuff. Big surprise. That's a nice thing. Guess what? At the end of the turn, or sometimes Skill Drain gets destroyed while this guy's on the field, well, guess what? His effect doesn't remember that way back when he was summoned without tributes. His effect won't somehow magically recall that. Game state states the game and card effects don't remember things that happened in the past. If there's ever any kind of break or interruption in that effect's continuous activity. There's not a lot of good technical terminology in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a lot of gray area in the rules. But suffice it to say, that is how this card works. And it's the same kind of reason why, let's say, Macrocosmos is active and your opponent has Gravekeeper's Servant. Well, I can't attack. Sorry, not Macrocosmos. Macrocosmos, I can't attack because top card of my deck would be removed from the game, but, oops, I have to send to the grave for Gravekeeper's Servant. So I can't attack because I can't send cards to the grave because of Macrocosmos. Well, Dimension Fissure only removes from play monsters that are sent to my grave, so I might be able to send something to the grave with Gravekeeper's Servant when I attack. The problem is, the game state doesn't know what the top card of your deck is. It's considered to be a mystery. But let's say I use Plague Spreader Zombies effect, and I spin a card to the top of my deck that I know is not a monster. Well, guess what? I still can't attack, even if everyone knows the identity of that one card, guaranteed, because game state can't be considered to know. Same thing applies for this guy. Game state doesn't know that his effect was at one time activated by him being summoned another way. It just assumes that his base stats are true. So he gets 3000 because his effect was made to forget it at one point. His effect no longer being negated doesn't mean he suddenly remembers what happened in the past. Same goes for this guy if he gets turned face down. Let's say you Book of Moon him at the end of your opponent's turn. Well, guess what? When you flip summon this guy, he's going to be flip summoned at 3000. He's not going to remember that before he was flipped face down, when he was originally face up, he had 1900 attack. He's not going to remember that. He's a card. Cards are subject to game state. Doesn't remember. That's how game state works. Look it up. And those rulings are also online in other places. So since you're already online watching YouTube, if you don't believe me, go take a look. Here's a big one. Thunder King. This is one of those, if you've been paying attention to my negation FAQ, should be easy for you. Activations and effects. They're two different things. Activation is what puts it on the chain. Effect is what it gets when the chain resolves. This guy says he negates special summons. Does it say he negates the effects of cards with special summon? No, he only negates actual special summons. That's a special summon hanging on the chain there. Inherent special summons hang on the chain. That's this guy, Cyber Dragon, Synchro Summons, Dark Arm Dragon, Gladiator Beast Guy Zaris. Yeah, he sees all that stuff and negates it. That's why he's so awesome. Royal Oppression. Remember it from my little negation FAQ? Well, remember it more. This guy says he negates special summons. This says negates special summons. And effects of cards that special summon. A lot of people seem to think that this guy stops this card. Considering I just said that, Anything clicking? No? Okay, this is inherent special summon. We agree that both of these stop it. So, let's see. What is Monster Reborn? It's a spell. Is it a special summon going on in the chain? No, it's not. Its effect during resolution will create a special summon. Well, guess what? This guy can't stop the chain midway through resolution of one chain link and say, oh, now I see a special summon. Well, I negate that. Guess what? Can't interrupt a chain. This guy can't stop it then. When this card's going onto the chain, all that's going on the chain is a spell card. This guy doesn't negate spells. This negates the effects of cards which create special summons, as well as special summons. Two different kinds of things. These are two different kinds of things. An inherent special summon and a card whose effect will eventually create a special summon. Two different things. This negates both kinds of things. This only negates one kind of those things. That's why they're worded differently. By the way, the old original version of this card is not correctly worded, but the newer Champion Pack version does have the correct errata and the correct wording on it, so look it up. This ruling also can be found online. You may have to dig for it a little because some people are scared to put it up. But look at proper erratas. Some people just don't post it because they figure you should be able to read the card. But obviously you may have the older version, so it's not necessarily in front of you. But short version of this, Thunder King rai-oh cannot negate Monster Reborn. And obviously can't negate the special summon it creates. And I'm going to give you one more quick ruling. This came up about Snipe Hunter, but actually has nothing to do with this effect. Snipe Hunter gets Solemn Judgmented. You attempt a summoning. That attempted summoning is floating up in Limbo Land. That's an attempted summon. Is that a successful summon? No, it's not. Why? Well, it's not successful yet. That summon might be negated. That attempted summoning is just like the activation of a card. Remember, activation and effect are two different things. The effect is resolution. Activation is trying to get there. You're putting it up there, you're actually resolving it. Two different things. Well, we're on this side right now. We're attempting to summon. Solemn Judgment gets flipped. Well, Solemn gets flipped back. This Solemn Judgment gets negated. So guess what? This guy got successfully summoned. Well, according to game state, active player gets priority to potentially activate his effect. Well, next possible opportunity, opposing player can flip his bottomless trap hole. Now, the original question was, well, if somebody tried to Solemn Judgment him, they can't bottomless because that was the chain. He missed his opportunity to bottomless. Well, guess what? No, you didn't. Why? That's two different things. See, first you got this guy being activated, essentially, by being an attempted summon. This stops successful summons. When I'm attempting to summon him, is an attempted summon the same thing as a successful summon? Gee, no it's not. Does Solemn Judgment negate successful summons? No, it prevents summons from being successful by negating them. Well, even though this thing got screwed up, didn't work, well, that chain resolves essentially by him being successfully summoned at the end of it. Well, that successful summon at the end of that chain creates an opportunity for a new chain. That is the proper timing. Not when this could be activated. When Solemn Judgment is activated is not a legal timing for bottomless. When this summon is being attempted, this can't be activated, but this can. This, stop, bam, this guy attempts special. This guy's a normal summon that's successful. Bam, I can activate his effect if I want, and then Bottomless gets flipped in response. Guess what? Bottomless removes him. I can flip both of these. It's kind of like doing 2 on 1, but guess what? 2 different timings, 2 whole different events, and sequences of events. So anyway, just clearing that up. That obviously applies for cards other than Snipe. And same goes for like regular Trap Hole and all that stuff. The negation of a summon is different from doing something in response to the actual successful summoning. That's beforehand, prevention kind of stuff, and after the fact, trying to point and click and kill after it's actually already out there. So anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.